despite the fact she got Dr. Manhattan powers, she helped one time by frying that Conquest's penis off.
Yeah.
Did that go back, by the way?
I think so, because like he was so unfazed by it, but also he loved to fight.
Yeah, he wasn't even bothered.
I will say, from what the comic book readers has told us, that Conquest inside the comics and Conquest inside the show too. And I think it's because Conquest inside the comics, what they tell us, and Eddie, you can attest to this. Yeah. He was just like a bloodthirsty, just wanted to kill. But this Conquest we got in the show, he had feelings. He's dimensions. Like, he wanted connections that nobody ever wanted to form with him.
Man. I think he was just being funny. I think he was just being funny. I just think that was
great. Like, he was saying that to a dying man.
Yeah,
he was serious.
He was dead ass.
That was probably
he said, now take it to your grave.
I just thought it was some cold shit to say, because I'm like, if you're a crazy psychopath and you're like, you know what? People really squirm when you say some emotional shit to them right when you're about to kill him. Let me bear my emotions to him to just really fuck him up. That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, but he don't have the same history of American movies. That's usually an American.
Oh, he never even seen a movie. You're right. He don't even know that's some cold shit to say.
That's what I'm saying. He really felt that shit.
I do think throughout the episode,
did they have emojis on Viltrum? Because how did he even know to make the? You know what I'm saying?
By the way, I ain't gonna lie.
I
was thinking about it too. I'm like, yo, how do y'all have the same shorthand for a heart? That's not what hearts look like.
At all. But they also speak English, which is crazy, because we speak mad languages on Earth, but they just came out and then boom, American English, no problem. So
now we get too deep into the weeds of like.
Now we get see. That's what I'm saying. None of this shit makes sense. You asking too many fucking questions. I don't think he really has feelings. I think he was just like, this some cold shit. Fuck it.
Fuck that. No, good manipulation tactic, but fuck
I think anytime. Yeah. Circle back around.
I really like Conquest as a character, because I do think throughout the episode there was moments where he's like, you know, he's licking blood off. He's like, I'm gonna eat your heart. It's a lot of things he was saying that was like, I feel like you're trying to be an intimidating, like bad guy almost. Like, it's like.
Would you say he was oroforming?
A little. Yeah, I think he was oroforming. Like, when he licked the blood is when he officially.
I don't know what that one is. Is that a real word?
Yeah,
oroforming.
It's some Gen Z shit.
Yeah, it's like
okay. I don't know what that is. Tell me what that is. Actually, don't tell me what that is. Just keep going. I don't care.
Yeah, they get it. The ones who get it, you know.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all.
The people with aura know what oroform is, you know.
Yes.
But I think like throughout the fight, he was definitely trying to oroform for sure. But I think my favorite part of the episode was that moment, because first of all, I do think that he was being sincere, because he was saying it to a dying man. So it's like, if essentially, you know, when saying something into the woods and nobody can hear you, you're letting out these frustrations that you've been holding on to forever, right? But it also highlighted why I like Invincible so much, is because they always go the extra step with humanizing shit and like actually getting to some real like pathos and like characters, because like that's like what differentiates, because the fight was already badass, right? Like, that's something you would get in like a superhero property, like or at least a good one, like a good fight, like good battle scenes. But I think in that moment where he's like actually opens up, you're not expecting it, but it makes a whole lot of sense. You're like, yeah, I guess in this world, if this was real, there would be like at least one Viltrumite maybe that would be like, I feel used. Like, I don't even have a name. It's just my name is just the thing that I.
No, that is actually crazy. They didn't even get that motherfucker first or last. Nothing.
Just
Conquest. I'm a what did he say? I don't have a name.
I'm a purpose.
Yes, I'm a purpose.
I'm a purpose. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's.
By the way, it was Jalen Hurts level oroforming. That's what Jalen Hurts would say.
Yeah,
it was cold.
Yeah, but
because I guess he would have been raised from a child to be like that. So because all of Viltrumites, because we know that Nolan at least, and we know that Mark, you know, and even across his versions, that they have some emotions. They're not just like
develop them,
psychos.
Yeah.
But by the way, I don't know if that's true though, because I think the Earth is what I think. Like Earthlings and people is what gives them those emotions. Yeah, it's penises and pussies. Yeah. Because when Conquest talked, he was like. We don't have these kind of emotions on Viltrum. It's a weakness kind of. I don't know what this feels like, but I see you fuck with her. Yeah, that's type shit. But I think that's the thing that happens on Earth, where you get to like feel people who our lifespans are so short, so we feel like we have compared to like
Thraxans.
Like compared to like, you know, Viltrumites, our lifespans are so short, so we have to like make every moment last, and like we do yearn for like personal, physical, emotional connections that I think somebody who lives 10,000 years will have a different appreciation for, or wouldn't appreciate it at all. Like
I think it would go I would think it would go the other way. If I'm being like, I see what you're saying, and I think that probably does make sense. Like, especially with the Thraxans, because they seem to like what you just said about humans. The Thraxans seem like that on like overdrive.
1,000, yeah,
because they're like, cool. I've known you for a day. You are the love of my life, and I'm going to commit to you because I only have about another like 300 days left. So I get that, but I feel like if you live for 10,000 years, the bond that you would have with somebody, if you've been married to them for 1,000 years, that seems like it would be some different shit, maybe. But then maybe you get bored with shit. I don't know.
But also, Ed, I called you Ed. I never called you Ed before in
That's
my life. Do niggas call you Ed?
I mean, yeah.
All right, Ed. What you got to realize here is that
real quick, time out. Eddie, you got something to tell the people?
Yeah, I do have something to tell the people. Let me get this little mid-roll in real quick. All right, folks, we're taking a little quick break to tell y'all about some real shit. We got a brand new card game coming out. It's called In All Seriousness. It's here, it's live, and just like our podcast, it's got range. It's on a spectrum. You know what I'm saying? It's fluid. You know, every single card has 2 prompts on it. It's one that's thoughtful and intimate question to kind of spark deep conversation, and the other one is just some complete dumbass bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You decide the vibe, just like we do every episode. Plus, it's double the cards of our last game. So it's 100 different cards in the game, each with 2 prompts on them. Pre-orders are live now, so you can grab yours early, which will be cheaper. It's already a discount on there. And if you're a channel member, so if you're on Patreon or Spotify or YouTube as a member, you get an additional 10% discount, which is in the Discord now for everybody who wants it. The game is going to ship in early April, so don't wait. Go to shop.wavingtheredflag.com to grab one of those decks, you know what I'm saying, and get ready to have some of the deepest and dumbest fucking conversations of your life. Now back to the show.
Like, we only have like 50 Viltrumites left. So all the Viltrumites who are left were born to be killers. Like, there is no personal connections with these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers are bred. Like, they were like, and literally
they kill each other. They come up killing each other. Like, the strongest one like get to live, basically.
Yeah.
Is that there is no like love laws. I have a duty, I have a purpose. So when Iron Man came to Earth, he's like, hold on, I can just love somebody and I can just be myself. That had to be like amazing for him. Because he grew up in it, mind you, like he's probably with 400, 500, 600 years old. Could look 50, probably a couple hundred years old. So he lived.
I think he's about a couple thousand years old.
He lived a couple thousand years and never once probably had the opportunity to just love somebody, have somebody love him for who he is as a person. Then he
never got with an Asian woman,
and you know what I mean, a white man with an Asian bitch, and he get to live every white man's dream, every techno's dream.
Asian women been giving fascist white men life for that's a tale as old as the earth is.
Yeah, man.
So, she really saved him. He was like, maybe I should move to Thailand. I don't know. Their way of life is just so quaint. I feel refreshed. I think I'm going to give up my citizenship.
But don't forget, though, like he did refer to Debbie as a pet. Like there was definitely those moments when he was really.
He didn't mean that shit.
He didn't.
But like he goes no, because when he was about to get executed and he was talking to Alan, he was like. I think I miss my wife. Like, that was he had a genuine epiphany. Like he's still like going through his emotions and like discovering layers.
Now, here's something interesting that I saw somebody say that I thought when I first saw it, I was like, okay, whatever, fucking internet people. But they were like, is the whole Viltrumite, Mark, Nolan, all of that, is it a metaphor for toxic masculinity and masculine intergenerational trauma where, you know, like, because Mark is like, I'm struggling with violence, but my dad was crazy. But Nolan is like, yeah, but my people are even crazier, which is the same thing that we go through where we're like, look, I'm just I do dishes, but it's still not enough. But if you met my dad, he's crazy. But my dad is like, bro, if you met my dad, he's, you know, and I feel like that's what there's maybe something to it.
I wouldn't even call it toxic masculinity. I think it's more so like trauma that's passed down through generations. Like I feel like the goal of like a parent structure is to make sure your kids are less fucked up than you were. Mm-hmm. And I feel like each generation of Viltrumite that we've seen so far, for example, let's take Mark's family. Omni-Man is a deeply troubled man. He's our great-grandfathers. Our great-grandfathers went outside, didn't come home for weeks at a time, but when he came home, he brought home money, and our grandmothers were okay. They were okay with that. Well, I mean, the family on the street, They had to be. You know what I'm saying? And then Mark,
they had to be okay. Yeah.
Mark is like our dads. Mark is like our dads. So it's like I'm trying to fix. I'm trying to change, but I'm still struggling with this. I'm still struggling with the ideas. Oliver can be like us, where it's like, no, we just pass it down. Like I think it's less like masculine trauma because I feel like what's the bitch name? Anissa. She got some of that same shit to her. Like,
I guess it's like it's not taking it that direct of like men Viltrumites. It's like Viltrumites in general as a colonizing, violence, dominance base. Like, because let's be real, the Viltrumites are a very masculine species in general, including Anissa. She's wearing pants. Like, let's not bullshit. You know what I'm saying? She had a pixie cut and fucking pants with a little loincloth on. Like, she's a stud, you know?
Would you beat?
I don't talk.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because in this, did that happen
in the show? Like that didn't happen in the show yet.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, right. You read the. You know what? To be fair, I am very anti-spoiler. I apologize. I won't spoil no other things. You're right. I apologize.
By the way, I knew that happened because I watched YouTube Shorts, but like you can't.
I know you knew, but I appreciate you calling it.
Listen, it's so many Invincible fans on the timeline just talking about it. It was like it just happened. How mythical is this like source material that everybody's talking about it like it's the Bible? Like everybody.
It's so good. It's so good, dog.
That's how people talk about it. Like, yeah, you should just know that later. It's like
that's not what happened in the show. By the way, I don't think so.
You don't think they'll do it? Because I'm surprised at how violently they did the conquest shit. Like when he beat Oliver's ass, I was like, this is surprisingly graphic. Out his own. Like can you imagine an 8-year-old spitting out their own teeth? And he's because Oliver, up until this point, you're kind of like, oh, you're a bratty kid, but then you don't like when you really see a child interacting with a grown ass soldier man, and he just slaps the like hurts this child.
Dribbled that nigga. He dribbled him like a ball.
And then is like, and then I'm pulling you apart, and you can feel and he's now reduced to, sure, I'm a superhero, but I'm reduced to like, I'm a baby. I want my mom. I'm crying because somebody's about to kill me. And I'm so terrified. And like, oh shit, this motherfucker's a kid. So it's a weird, I don't even remember what I was talking about.
I ain't gonna lie.
So you don't think that the scene is going to happen down? That's what you were saying?
Oh, yeah. So I think that they did that. I think they'll do the same. Yeah.
Here's why I don't think they do it. I think they've changed so much of like, those early 2000s, because I feel like
the political vibe, But anyway, back to what has happened and what's not spoilers and shit like that.
When Oliver got slapped, I was kind of happy. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think he needed.
Were you really?
That nigga needed to get put in this place. Just
you think so?
Bit.
Yeah, he needed.
Man, Oliver was getting on my nerves all season. Like, bro, man, calm your ass down, nigga. You just got your powers. Why you think you can just jump in there with the big dogs? Like,
to be fair,
okay.
Yeah, to be fair,
you're right. Like, bro, because he honestly. I don't know because I don't know his timeline in the comics, but that slap from motherfucking Conquest might save his life later on down the line. You know what? Let me sit my ass back on this.
Let me goddamn just chill for a second. I maybe, but I think with the exception of Conquest, up until this point, he actually really hasn't gotten his ass tuned the fuck up like that. He mostly like up until that point, he's mostly been quite useful. And like Mark has been like, oh no, don't come fight, da 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 da. But like largely, Oliver has been right. Like, what has Oliver been wrong about?
Oliver had early signs of a psychopathic killer, like because he had no regard for human life whatsoever. Right. He killed the Mauler twins, episode 1.
But you gotta realize,
one was begging for
his life.
He said, please,
he murdered him. He said, and then he said to his mom, like, they just humans, like they ain't special like us. That nigga is troubled. Like you need to nip that shit in the
He is on some weirdo shit, which is why I'm surprised that. Yeah, he's like when we were doing that like breakdown of the Viltrumite, I'm like Oliver is more toxic than Invincible, and like even though I know Invincible said like eventually you were right, Oliver is missing some key fucking pieces of that killing shit,
and that's part of that thing with being a kid because he doesn't know, but like it's still like he has the power to actually take millions of people's lives easily, but he just does not have the smarts to be like. Okay, this is morally wrong, and here's why. I can't just kill everybody because life actually is precious. There's a line between, hey, when a nigga really do need to die versus I just can do it and I just need to kill any villain that I come across for any reason.
But you got to give Oliver a bit of a pass, though, because like he revealed in the show, he has the memories because of his Thraxan DNA, he has the memories of his whole race being slaughtered. He has the memories of the fight on Thraxa with his dad and the Viltrumites. So imagine having that trauma and being like, I wasn't old enough to do something about it, and be like, I can do something about it. I feel like that is a bit of a commentary on a child who was a child of a domestic abuse victim. Like, let's say you grow up watching your mom getting her ass beat, and I'm sorry to be so crass about that statement, but that's how I talk, nigga, suck my dick. But let's say you was a child who was like watching mom get your ass beat. The moment you grow up, you like, I'm not letting my mom get her ass beat no more. Like, I'm big enough to stop this now. I remember you doing it, and I was too small to do something about it now. But now I can do something about it. And I feel
Oliver, you're still too small. You're still too small. You think you big, you're still way too small.
Oliver's too small to fight a Viltrumite, but on Earth he can
he can tune most people up. Yeah, easily.
He's
he could easily kill an Angstrom Levy, no problem. A Powerplex, no problem.
That's what Mark needs to do. Put him off with fucking Angstrom so we can stop seeing.
You know what's funny? That one episode when Mark was having him fight some bullshit, he was like, "Are you training?" He's like,
"Are you training him on me?"
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
And nigga was like, "Yeah, nigga, you light work." And by the way, Ali knew it too. He was like, nigga, I got him in a bag. Show me some real demons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I like that subtextual thing about Oliver. That I never even thought about it, but I do think with this show, that's probably intentional because this show is very empathetic in a lot of ways. Like, it's very empathetic in how it deals with a lot of things that happen. So I wouldn't be shocked if like the way that Oliver acts is very much informed by his trauma, because everything is about trauma in this show, low key.
Also, Oliver is a human.
He's not human at all.
He doesn't have that. He doesn't have human in him at all.
That said, though, the Thraxans seem much more loving than Viltrumites, or like maybe even more like low key. They seem more than humans. I'm surprised that he seems so Viltrumite. You know,
his dad.
Like I said, it's the trauma, bro. It's trauma. We talking about a kid who remembers being a baby and watching his whole race get slaughtered. Being a baby,
wouldn't that make you think that life has value?
It would, or it would make you be like, I'm get my lick back.
I have to preserve life. I have to preserve life
against any bully, any villain. The Maulers, I don't care if you're begging for your life. I saw you try and kill people. You're dead. You're done. I'm fuck. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah,
and that goes with a lot of the themes of this season too. Like, what is like when is murder acceptable? Or like, what is a life for? This all that Mark dealt with this whole season too. So it's like, I'm sure that's being applied to Oliver as well, with how he views that.
A question though, this is just taking it in a slightly different direction. We can go back to whatever the thing was, but when Eve was at the funeral for Rex, and she goes like, she's on the pulpit and says Rex was my first. Is that at all wild? Like, to kind of talk about to profess your love for a previous partner at their funeral while your new nigga is with you? I'm not sure, because I know that's the type of thing that people will say, oh, that's insecure. But I think if I'm with my girl at the funeral of my ex, there's some shit that I'm probably not going to say, even though I might feel it, and those are valid things to feel. So I don't know. Mark seemed chill about it, but
I ain't going to lie. Listen, grow up. That's kind of,
you think so? Okay.
That's kind of my thought process is like
but can I ask you a question? Have you had a stable relationship longer than a year before?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. But also, like, Mark is a different kind of like mature. Because at 19, I agree with you. I don't think I would have had that maturity.
At 19, definitely not. Yeah.
But Mark is a different kind of 19. Like I said,
he is, because he's immature of the world. Mature at different. He's on some. I don't know.
But his reasoning for why he wasn't mad makes sense though. Like, he was smiling.
Look, you probably wouldn't even have space in your head. Like, in that moment, I probably wouldn't. Like, if I was in his place, I wouldn't have space for that. And also, I get it. Like, life is, and we can dunk on me and say, cool, girl, whatever the fuck. I'm hoping that we can have a nuanced conversation about the layers that are here. But
I'm fucking with you. Yeah.
I get when you're in a moment, life is fucking big. And when you're going to live for thousands of years, and this is your first love, and she almost died, and the person that she used to love is somebody that you also loved. He was your close friend as well. And he went out crazy, and you didn't get to see it or say goodbye to him or any of that. And both of them were together, and she's friends with your ex. There's a much higher level of complexity to emotions than the usual, just like, oh, somebody cheated, that's the end of the relationship. Shit is deeper than that in real life. So I get it.
You see what I'm saying? But that's where like I think like it's hard for us to put our like simple human understanding on this, because not only did he die in combat fighting superheroes, but he also died fighting a version of you,
of himself.
That's a different level of like complexity that we're not even thinking about. So in essence, you killed him. And let's think about in essence.
I mean, really, you have to start asking questions about yourself. Like, why did you do that?
Wow.
Like, how did it get to the point? Like, how did I allow, like, as Earth's protector, as Mark is, how did I allow Earth to get to a point where I'm killing my friends, I'm killing my teammates, I'm killing my partners? Like, how did I allow it to get to how did I allow it to get to this point? But also, I do think Mark is in a different space in his head right now, because, like, in the show, he started smiling when Eve was having this conversation, and Eve, I thought, explained it perfectly. She was like, "Yo, you're my first everything." Like, he was my first everything.
Good
and bad. Like, that's a different.
He cheated on me, but you know,
I loved him. Like, I'm 19. It's my first everything.
100%.
But also on top of that, when Mark started laughing, I understand the smile and the laugh, because not on like a person level, but you ever be with your girl after you cheat and like she mad at you, you like, but you still here? Now imagine that, but
you're mad because you love me, really?
Yeah, exactly. But imagine that feeling, but she almost died. It was not completely out of your control, because it is in control still, but it is like, damn, I almost lost you for good.
Yeah,
like you were almost gone off the planet. Your mother almost never saw you again. But you're here. I can care less about you loving this nigga.
He thought she was dead, like dead ass.
Yeah. And that's real shit, because I like there's moments in relationships where like sometimes the tough shit feel like in a moment where you're having an argument, or like your girl's mom has passed away, or some fucked up shit has happened. There's a part of me that's like, oh, like you kind of zoom out for a second and you're like, oh, this matters because we love each other. And that's kind of a weird blessing in and of itself. Like, yes, this is sad and terrible and horrible, but like, I'm not alone in it. You're not alone in it. And that's kind of a privilege. So it's kind of like, it's almost like this bad thing is a good thing. So it's like, yeah, you're alive to be sad about Rex. So like, and that's overwhelming my sadness about Rex or any kind of insecurity I'd have. I'm just happy that you exist to be upset. And so she's like, you're smiling. And it's like, yeah, you're dead bitches don't have feelings about anything. You're alive. And I love you. It's like crazy. Yeah.
Yo, dead bitches never felt nothing before ever. I'm so happy you're here with me right now. I'm so happy I have the opportunity. I have the option to be mad about you missing your dead boyfriend.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
and like also consider, like, it would be like for him to get mad. Like, look, even if he was mad, even if I was him and I was mad, you can't say nothing. That's crazy.
No,
like
so you cannot.
That's insane.
You cannot say yeah. So funny.
Now, especially because you're worried about being an abusive, you know. That said, Mark always talks about this "I'm not my dad" shit. He acts very on the borderline of being very violent. Like he's very quick to violence until he thinks he's getting his ass beat.
In what ways? Tell me,
bro. This motherfucker flew into the Pentagon. Do you know how crazy that is? Do you know how insane that is? That's a super duper terrorist fucking action.
Yeah. Yeah, that was him.
Like he flew into it, killed a bunch, like knocked out a bunch of fucking equipment, blew shit up, and then choked the fucking director of the Pentagon.
But hold on, let's keep it a bean though. If you and your homeboy was having philosophical differences about how y'all see the world, but you could fly and you had super strength, would you not end the phone call mid-phone call and fly to the nigga house and choke that nigga? Like, bitch, shut the fuck up, I'm right. Would you not do that?
I wouldn't be a hero if I had any of those abilities. So I'd be a bad person. I agree, yes. And Mark is not good.
You know, you're right.
Guy's a fucking dickhead.
Well, I think that's a prevalent. I think like tension in the show is that like how much like his father is he, and like in what side of his dad? Because clearly we're seeing a redemption arc with his dad as well, with everything that's happening with Alan, and and Alan the alien, the mini show that's happening within the real show. Like we're seeing that Omni-Man himself can be redeemed. But I do think that's a tension that I think the show's talking about. And that sometimes it hits home for me because I often think about how much like my dad am I going to be. That's something that I like constantly worry about. Not because my dad is
a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing. Just
or
like
both.
Just like an inescapable thing almost. Because I don't think he's bad. Like my dad is not like a bad person at all. But it's just as a person, you believe you have some sort of autonomy into like who you want to be and the things you want to do. But then I'm around my mom and she's like, you do that thing exactly like your dad. And I'm like, well, okay.
And you've never even seen him do it. Never. And you're like, I just independently, that's
never
spooky.
seen him. Yeah, never seen him do that. So what does that mean? That I'm trapped within the confines of my dad's DNA, like that I can never be anything besides what my dad is, and that's a scary thought. Now imagine if my dad was a genocidal Viltrumite
maniac. Yeah,
like that's.
But doesn't that make you want to wouldn't that make you go, somebody hurt my feelings because they're trying to protect the human race? Maybe I shouldn't blow the top off the goddamn Pentagon and beat the shit out of a bunch of soldiers. Maybe that's not the right way to express my emotions in this moment if I'm trying to not be like a Viltrumite. Wouldn't you think that?
Yeah.
But not if you think you're like morally correct. Like,
well, that's what every evil motherfucker love to say. Exactly.
I'm being honest though. Like, the moment you think you're morally correct, murdering people mean nothing.
It doesn't.
And I'm not saying like that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's the truth, right? But to go back to the first point, like Fort and I have been talking about the podcast about all the time, but like how often we try to run from our fathers, how often we're trying to like not be like our dads, and every day we just turn it into those. We turn it into these niggas more and more. I'm turning into Steve, and he turning into 3 every day, more and more and more and more. And it's just it's like, damn, how the fuck do we get away from this shit? But it is inevitable, and I think that's Mark's biggest conflict. It's like no matter how hard he try, he is the same violent motherfucker that his dad is.
You think it's
not?
What do y'all think? What do y'all think about that Anthony Mackie shit that he said about masculinity changing across, like or being under attack?
Yeah, it gotta. You
want my opinion, or you want me to lie about it? You want to be honest?
I want you to say whatever's more interesting. I want you to say whatever's most interesting. Yeah.
I think that nigga is, first of all, I don't respect the opinions of black conservatives. I don't.
And you think Anthony Mackie's a black conservative?
He at some point he said, I've raised my kids to be the man of the house, but also I treat my kids like they kids. It was 2 sentences that were the exact opposite of each other. I'm like, that's how conservatives talk.
Yeah.
Also, the idea of masculinity be under attack is a conservative idea, and I don't respect black conservatives, because to me, to be a black conservative is to be so rich that you are able to portray liberal ideas. You are able to portray progression. You are able to portray the idea of pushing not culture, but the world forward, humanity forward, because you're comfortable inside something. He said, I don't buy my kids Jordans or none of that bullshit. What the fuck Jordans got to be with, what the fuck does a shoe have to do with raising good, honest human beings? Nothing, besides for Jordans is a cultural signifier of blackness. Sneakers and sneaker culture is a cultural signifier of blackness.
And he's trying to distance from that.
Exactly. And I don't respect that shit.
Yeah.
No, look, these are very dog whistles, though I disagree with a whole bunch of what you said, but you're going to do well in the comment section. So I see you trying to rewrite history with that Kendrick shit.
I ain't trying with these niggas though. I believe this shit.
Yeah, okay.
But I do think, I do disagree with what you said about like it's a rich thing. I don't think it's a rich thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
There's like, if anything, when I heard that clip, it was just like, this feels like when he said it's the death of the American male or whatever. That sounded just like something like a soundbite.
That's something everybody says.
Something that you would have heard from like the Joe Budden podcast, because like
he's around that is also rich and also super
no. But that's some shit. That's some shit that you keep from because when you get rich and you get your Marvel movie, you stop saying shit like that. But that's the shit that you hear at a barbershop. Like that's what I'm trying to say. That's regular nigga shit to say. And Anthony Mackie has always been on that regular nigga time. He's always said shit like that. I think he's just getting flack now for it because he's always been a conservative kind of masculine guy. That said, and this is me coming to his defense, and I was trying to tie this shit into the Invincible like masculinity thing and like being your fathers and changing across time and shit. But Pivot, they clip farm because they did the same shit to Simone Biles and her husband, where they take the shit that they know is gonna make a black man look bad, and then they clip that shit to make everybody get mad and say, "Oh, fuck these niggas," that kind of shit. They did that with Jonathan Biles, and they did that here because
rage bait is what they call it.
Yeah, rage bait, because half of the that clip is cut off where he adds the context of masculinity isn't just about sexuality. Because I'm jumping all around, but when you see that clip, it comes across as black men have to wear dresses and the humiliation ritual and homophobia. That's what it's coded as. But if you listen to the full clip, he addresses that and is like, I've played queer characters and I wanted to be able to understand and connect to queer culture and the queer people in my community, my brother, my friends. And so it's like they tried to truncate down what he said to a thing that's going to be interpreted as the most conservative possible take, which is what we end up responding to.
But also, as somebody who is in Marvel movies and somebody who I'm sure has had the media training, you know not to say those things. He knows not to say those things.
But Anthony Mackie and this is what was crazy to me. Anthony Mackie been saying whatever the fuck he wants.
I know.
He was the whole time.
He was the same nigga that went on He was the same nigga that went on Wendy Williams a few years ago, was like, make daddy a sandwich. He believes
exactly.
Wow. He believes in very traditional masculine ideals, which is something I don't get. Me personally, I don't believe in traditional ideals. I got on a pearl necklace right now. Eddie, you wear puka shells sometimes. We don't believe
don't bring me into it. I'm a traditional masculine man, my brother. Don't bring me into it, dog.
No, fuck you not, you twink.
I'm a high value man. No.
You're a twink.
I'm a bear, sir.
Oh, shit.
Come around here and say it to my face. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, I'm so
turned around.
Nigga, I'm so poor. My chair just broke. Nigga, this shit crazy.
See, you're a broke boy. Don't talk to me. You're broke. Old fat Dom. You're back too far.
OMG.
Got to get that shit reinforced.